My name is Reid Clark, and you spell it Reid Clark. I went to school in a lot of different places. I actually originally was a pilot going to school in North Dakota, and then eventually wound back up at UCI for technology, and eventually wound up here for LeafTech. Well, I never really lost my drive for thrill seeking. In technology, there is a lot of thrill seeking there. Well, originally, LeafTech and I actually met on the job through a mutual client and decided that it would be best for both of us if we actually joined forces. And so I brought my expertise, and they had infrastructure that I didn't have. And by joining forces, we were able to better serve both of our clients together in a more meaningful way. There is no typical day at LeafTech. Every day is just very, very different. And being in technology, all of us technology folk just love to solve problems. And so every day I wake up and I have a new problem to solve. And it's really just waking up and doing a crossword puzzle, except I'm dealing with multi-million-dollar companies, network and data. Absolutely. As part of my job, I absolutely research all new technologies and figure out the best ways to implement them for our clients to help. I don't even like that part, but yeah, I don't know. But I absolutely research all new technologies that come available, and we try to implement those in new and exciting ways to better serve our clients in ways that maybe they didn't even know that they needed. Me personally, I have not actually. LogMeIn was a product that when I came to LeafTech, I was introduced to. Originally, I came from some other technologies that I was using, but really LogMeIn changed the game for me when I came to LeafTech and saw what it could do. So a typical day for me, most of the time I was working on the firewall and networking side, and I wouldn't have the ability to necessarily get in front of computers every day. So that really hindered a lot of the things that I was trying to do on the networking side and really delayed a lot of the problems that I was trying to resolve that could have just been simply accomplished by either using a product such as LogMeIn or using the other tools that it gives us the ability to do, such as logging in through the remote command prompt or sending a script or automating something. I mean, there are just a myriad of tools that LogMeIn that has that I would have loved to have been able to use before I came to LeafTech. Well, my biggest challenge was I'm only one person. I can't spend my day going out to computers and trying to get in front of them. I really can't. And when you have many customers, they all try and call you all at the same time Monday morning, right? And in order to have to schedule to get out to each one of those computers, it's a full-time job. And the travel time that's involved, packing up, getting in the car, sitting in traffic. I'm in California, so we have lots of traffic to get anywhere. And then fixing the problem, coming back, and that always leads to more problems and things. While you're on site, you always get asked about other things, right? And trying to solve all those problems while you're being held captive, basically, on site, and then having to come back. And during that time, other customers that are trying to get a hold of you are being neglected, and you're only one guy. You can only offer your time to one person at a time at that point. LogMeIn Central absolutely enables you to multitask. You can get on multiple computers at one time. You can monitor entire networks, entire companies, entire networks of computers and spot trends even before customers do. We actually had a case where we spotted a trend that in Denver, there was a centralized node that actually went down specifically for one of the major internet carriers. And we noticed that all of our customers that we know are using that service, all of their LogMeIn clients were suddenly offline. And we spotted that and actually called the carrier before any of the customers even knew what was going on. And we spotted a big trend that one of their giant network stacks actually went down. I mean, it took a while for, dealing with carriers and all that, but we were able to report the problem before anybody actually knew how high up it actually went. Log Me In absolutely enables us to look like the hero. So for me, Log Me In, I took to it kind of like a fish to water, at least the remote desktop portion of it, understanding that you can get physically on a computer except not be physically there. Anybody can understand that, and that's really the gateway, I guess, to the rest of the suite. And what really happened was once understanding that you can get to this computer, you then can look at the computer and go, oh, I have all of these different metrics on this computer. I now have a service tag for this computer. I can research and see how old this computer is, if its warranty status is up, how much RAM it has, if it doesn't have any more disk space, if it's down to, throwing all these errors or services aren't running, things like that. I mean, that was really the genesis of where my mind started to go and where my imagination took the rest of the products that we now use from Log Me In. So the biggest thing for me in the beginning was the travel time, cutting that out, being able to multitask, service multiple customers at a time, and also, again, make sure that customers are not feeling neglected. Because a person can be available to pick up the phone as they're actually working on multiple computers using Log Me In, which was a huge benefit for us. That definitely increased the bottom line. And another thing that we found that was a little bit unexpected was after using Log Me In for a period of time, we also noticed that by using the scripting and automation features, that we actually hired a person called Log Me In. And that person solves problems for me at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's great. So all the money that we actually spent on Log Me In has paid off in dividends. I mean, it's absolutely gold. And that's another thing too, is that Log Me In, when we did our research on it and actually started using it, we have a lot of customers that are in remote areas that even if it were possible to physically travel there, it is not real possible. We have some companies out, in the middle of the ocean. We have companies that are out in very, very desolate places. And the fact is that if we didn't have Log Me In on those computers to help those people, there would be no possible way that they could physically have a person help them. And we rely on Log Me In almost for their livelihood. Because again, if they can't do their job out in the middle of these places, there's no possible way that they could do their job at all. And we rely on Log Me In to connect to them. Our package at LeafTech is foundationally built around Log Me In. We don't even discuss that it's an option. If you are a customer or wanting to be a customer and you specifically said, we don't want Log Me In, I don't know that we'd want you as a customer, to be honest with you. I mean, it was really, really built into the way that we actually service our clients and do our business. And we owe it to every client to say, yeah, we can do our best for you. So let us do our job the best, just as you, as in another industry, would do your best to do your job. Log Me In has a ton of reporting, a lot of single pane of glass. There is a lot of integrations going on. That's all well and good. Me personally, I actually am more on the connectivity side. So I see Log Me In actually integrating with many more different systems, and we're talking mobile platforms, we're talking, there's a lot more automation going on with the Apple side of things. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Android side of things, which is fantastic. And there's a lot of companies now that are completely switching over to, let's say, Chromebooks and looking for interesting VPN connectivity solutions that Log Me In is now providing that I don't see coming from anywhere else. And those are the solutions, the building blocks for the new networks of the future, really providing that foundation to build something that no one's ever seen before. So when we hire a new technician, getting them ramped up into the LogMeIn platform is very easy. They receive an email, they reset their password, we get them in there. Most technicians do not have a problem, again, understanding that gateway of here's how you can remotely access this computer. It's that easy. That's it. You can do anything that you can do physically on the computer just through this, through your computer here. It's the more advanced features that, again, that's where we see some of the technicians start imagining the different things that they can do, and they go, oh, this is really cool. I can actually do some more advanced things here that I can't do physically on the computer. And that was a really big thing for us as well, because again, there are just some metrics and there are some different scripting capabilities that we have built as sort of a knowledge base inside of LogMeIn that level 1 techs, they can have the experience of those older techs and run those very well-established scripts that have been put in place by very knowledgeable techs. They can run those scripts and fix those same issues now that would be considered more advanced on computers that, again, they don't have access to, or they don't have physical access to.